these guys are just going straight into the next game. 1-0. Not 1-1, but 1-0 for mxL. And he's going to queue up his own Reno Jackson log. So the pace of this game is going to slow down a lot more compared to the last one, at least. So Forsen finding its way into mxL's opening hand, but also into Sima's. Now Forsen could be a great keep if Sima makes the read that it is Reno Jackson Warlock. If he thinks it's Zoolock after seeing the aggro shaman, he could keep it, not just throw it away and not be able to use it so early on. I do like the keep for Forsen from both players. However, I would consider just throwing everything else away. But it's important to note that Sima doesn't know what mxL is running, so mxL has an information advantage here. He knows keeping Forsen isn't going to punish him by Zoolock. And there we go, so Sima probably making a read on Zoolock, throwing that Forsen away, and as we can see, mxL does keep it. But Sima does have some good stuff. He does have the Gambos on 3, followed by the Twilight Drake on 4. He can even coin out the Twilight Drake. mxL does have his refreshment vendor for 4, but it's probably just going to be tapping up until that point. The usual opener for these slow Warlock decks, just back and forth tapping. Sima's going to go for the brand to get the additional value on the Twilight Drake, but it's just going to get Shadow Bolted and answered. So an easy response from mxL. And he plays a Drake, feeling kind of bad, and mxL should feel great about stopping that Bran. And he picks up a Bran of his own, so let's just go look down. He has a Jiraxxus, Twisted Never, and a Peddler, and a Cairn. So he doesn't really have a lot going on this turn. He could just go for Bran Peddler, and he gets to play one of those 1-drops as well. Maybe find another Overwhelming to push that damage. Soulfire, it's not a bad pick as well if you're going for Burst. And an Overwhelming. So what is the hand size of mxL? Does he have enough room? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So yeah, he does have enough room. So we have the coin available to Sima. Could get that Sylvanas down if he wanted it. Gambos tap. He just wants to dig for answers. I mean, there's not too much threat on the board, so I don't mind that at all. Just go for the Gambos. That takes out the Dark Peddler if it's left alone. And, of course, the Twilight Drake's going to deal with Bran. And it's going to be a 4-7 as well, so it still has a lot of health that needs to be punched through. A second Overwhelming pickup for mxL. So, Leroy double Overwhelming. It's a lot of damage, and if he finds that Faceless Manipulator, to be ridiculous amounts of damage. And I don't blame him just jamming the Forsen down now, get that reduction as soon as possible. And this now opens up a 14 damage, well no, actually 18 damage from hand with just Leroy. And there's actually, well, if you include Hellfire into the 7 mana curve as well, that's incredible amount of damage. That's 14, 18, 21 damage in mxL's hand.
Possibilities.
That's not something you're going to expect. A Siphon Soul gets rid of Forsen pretty easily, but he has done his job. But the one thing mxL does need to do now is he needs to get back on board. And Drake is a card to help do that. So Drake into Refreshment Vendor will bring him back on board, and maybe allow him to push a little bit more damage. He does heal his opponent, but if he gets bullied off board, he's never going to use that combo. From Sima's side, he just picked up a Mountain Giant. So that's a pretty good draw. Could play that. Just going to go for Sylvanas, it seems.
So many possibilities.
So how much damage did I say he had? He had 21 with the Hellfire. So I'm just thinking now. So if Sima goes for the Sylvanas, maybe fights for ball, maybe goes face. mxL does get a Twisted Nether to reset the board. The only problem with that is he doesn't get the initiative, so Sima can just fill the board back up. And there's the Faceless, so turn 10, unless there's some taunts down, mxL is going to throw crazy amounts of damage at Sima. So now he just needs to survive till turn 10.
I wonder.
Push for damage here, go for the Twisted Nether. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Now you've drawn that Faceless. You have some crazy burst come turn 10. Well, turn 9. You don't even need to go to turn 10. So next turn you will have, let's have a look, 14, 28, 32 damage from hand. From hand. And there isn't a taunt in sight. Let's see, man. He's just going to just drop stuff on board. Thinking this, I'm surely safe at 26 health. But nope, not at all. And mxL takes a pretty quick win for a Reno Jackson Warlock, finding those extra burst options from that brand into the Dark Peddler. And that is going to be enough. 2-0 lead for mxL. So an explosive start and middle of the series for mxL, taking a very quick win with that aggro shaman, and of course dealing lots of damage with that Leroy Jenkins combo, beating the Warlock Mirror. And so it's looking pretty good for mxL. We'll have to see what his next deck is. Just bear with me for a moment, guys. Just need to speak to an admin. Alright, next match. 2-0 for mxL. SimaKosmos going back to the Reno Jackson lot. Just bear with me a moment, guys. Thank you. There we go. So, Paladin, Control Paladin versus Reno Jackson lock. We had this a little bit earlier. And if the Reno Jackson lock gets that combo, he can generally burst within kind of a healthy range. 20 health isn't enough. The Paladin will always have to stay topped up. The one issue the Reno Jackson lock will have is in a control mirror, the Paladin has so many threats, especially with N'Zoth resurrecting the board. And we saw Elise in Ponpon's deck, so maybe there's an Elise in this one too. So the aim of the game for Sima is to get that combo. That combo is super important, or just bully the Paladin off board for all the game. For Voidwalker or Flame Imp? So Voidwalker protects a minion from True Silver Champion. Flame Imp is just more aggressive. Voidwalker also plays around Consecration. But I like the Flame Imp. You know, you want to be proactive on board. You want to be able to push as much damage as possible and put that pressure on. We're going to go into attack, drop that Flame Imp. and clear up one of these 1/1s. Peddler's done his job. Gonna 2-for-1 and generate a Flame Imp to boot. Probably gonna see a Doomsayer come down this turn, I can imagine.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, Doomsayer just to slow down the pace. Oh, he is hesitant though. He's not sure if he wants to use it just yet. If he plays Doomsayer, he locks out Sima's next turn, unless he's willing to pay the resources to deal with the Doomsayer. The only problem is next turn for mxL he just has Kodo, so he needs to pick up something else. Ooh, what a good pickup for mxL there. So he just gets the cycle. That was a fantastic draw.
Reporting for duty.
So just gonna go for the Drake. 410, very good body to have on board against the Paladin, unless he packs a Silence. And Silence isn't as common in the metagame as it used to be since the Owl nerf. But Humility will slow him down. But the one thing this... Oh, and Kodo as well, so he's going to invest in Kodo. So that is a very firm way to get rid of that Twilight Drake. If you just left at one attack, it's just going to clear up Silverhand recruits for the rest of the game. Forson, does Forson hit anything good? Yes, Leroy Jenkins. Siphon Soul, that's pretty decent too. mxL has a way to deal with Forson, but it will cost him a Consecration. And he's going to want to keep a hold of that Ooze for Jaraxxus. I mean, he could just Consecrate, clear hero power. But he kind of throws the initiative back into Sima's corner. Doesn't really want to leave that up, so I don't think he has much choice. He could use the Ooze to put on pressure, but with Jaraxxus being very common, he can just rely on the two dudes. Keep the board intact for now. Demon Wrath picked up, so that is an answer to these 1/1s. Not really much of a power play for Sima on turn 7. Could just tap first. Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, no. He can Demon Wrath, then tap.
So many
Still has that coin as well.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Into Farsia Heal? Yeah. So just getting some stuff down.
My eyes
Onto the board. So he's going to be very back and forth on the board for now.
I have no time for games.
Soul Sylvanas coming from mxL's side.
Reporting for duty.
Again, just generating those 1/1s. We did see a GosuCup in mxL. And in control matches, the hero power from the Paladin can be very good. Especially against warriors. Can have the same impact against other control decks as well, such as Priest. And of course this Warlock. But this Sylvanas does get answered on board without its Death Rattle doing too much damage. Demon Wrath's going to clear up all the 1/1s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And into Doomsayer. So again, just going for that reset that these control players are doing a lot these days. We're seeing Doomsayers in Priest, obviously in Warlock, Paladin. It's been making use of them as well. I've even seen Doomsayers in Hunter. Mr. Yagut's mid-range Hunter. So Doomsayer is finding its way into a lot of decks these days. When it used to be very much exclusive to Mage. And Murloc Paladin a bit later on in its lifespan. So Kodo does deal with this, and you get the board back. So I don't see any problems just going Kodo hero power for this turn. If Kodos are killing Doomsayers, you should be a pretty happy guy, because you'll bring the tempo back into your favor.
Reporting for duty.
Alex Straza off the top for Sima, so he does have a little bit of burst damage in hand. He has 10 damage with that Leroy Jenkins and Power Overwhelming. Alex can take him down to 15, and then you put an 8/8 down. That has to be answered, but you have to be very cautious of the healing that the Paladin can bring to the table as well. So if you reset him, set his life down to 15, is he going to be able to answer Alex, and is he going to be able to heal back up? So it's usually better to save Alex for situations where you can burst your opponent down. But looking at the hand, there's not really much else going on. I mean, a Cold Apothecary gets dealt with by the Stampeding Kodo. So Alex just seems like the best play here. Maybe not the most efficient, but with what was in hand, I don't blame him going for it. So Equality alone will be enough to answer this Alex. Could he even go for Edric? But you could go for Equality, clear it with the 1/1, and then drop Tyrion. But it looks like he's just going for Tyrion on his own. So Siphon Soul is going to be able to deal with that, and with the Leroy off the back, with the Overwhelming, that is going to be enough. Well, the Leroy is going to close out this game, and Sima gets back onto the scoreboard, taking it 2-1. So not using the Equality there to clear Alex cost mxL the game. Playing a little greedy maybe, but these are kind of control mirrors, and control decks are known for being greedy. So I don't blame him for maybe, I don't know, I mean, you have to be conscious of a Siphon Soul. But I think the Equality was needed there, but he did get punished for it. And now Sima can make his comeback, and he's going to be playing the Miracle Rogue. And Paladins can really struggle with this deck. Not a bad hand for Sima there. Gets kind of his mid-curve, which has always been very important to combo-orientated rogue decks. Because of all the spells they pack, they want to consistently have kind of a 4 or 5 drop as much as possible. On mxL's side, he does have that clear ready for the Gadgetzan Auctioneer behind the Conceal. So he does have answers ready for some of the big threats from Sima. Just finding out the nationality. Yeah. So mxL is French. One of the guys in chat asked. I was looking that up. I have a lot of French players in this tournament.
Let the pain speak to me.
So this Acolyte's not going to get much value. It's just going to be taken out by the Farseer. We now kind of have like an awesome curve coming from Sima. We've got the Azure Drake, you know, we've got the Tomb Pillager. And from mxL's side, could go for Equality Pyro now if he feels that under pressure. But Aldo will slow down that Tomb Pillager at least.
Reporting for duty.
SI7 picked up, but the Drake just kind of lines up perfectly here with access to a prep as well. The preps are not going to do much, but prep does make a very powerful tempo play in combination with saps and eviscerates. If you had an eviscerate, it wouldn't be too bad to eviscerate the 3-3 and keep the 3-2 on board, but he gets to clear up the Peacekeeper, no problem at all. But Kodo is going to answer that Tomb Pillager, but another coin is going to find its way to Sima's hand. He picked up the Shadow Strike, so that is a nice way to deal with this Kodo and keep that Drake safe. And SI7 can come down, push a little bit of damage. So Sima's definitely in the driver's seat here. He's got control of the board and he's answering everything mxL is playing. True Silver's a fantastic pickup. Gets to deal with both these minions over the course of 2 turns. So we're going into the part of the game where mxL can start making a comeback. He has both Ragnarosses in his hand, the Fire Lord and the Light Lord. He has a variety of 8 drops going forward. Not much going on in his hand, unfortunately. He's got so many spells, but doesn't have that gadget on to back them up. Maybe just go for Falnos here, dagger up, clear that 1-1. May even go for Conceal if he feels this 3-3 is worth investing in, or this board in general. But it's going to save it for that gadget Zan. Kodo number 2. Kodo doesn't find many better targets in this rogue deck unless they've been Humility'd or Aldo Peacekeeper'd. But True Silver will deal with the 3-3. I don't mind going for the Kodo here just because you never want to leave a minion on board for the rogue. You don't want them to be able to cold blood anything. So being able to deal with the entire board is definitely a priority for this Paladin.
Reporting for duty.
Speaking of cold blood, and there is one. How much damage does he have? 10, 14, 15, so not quite there yet. Backstab's not there. If you picked up another cold blood, that would have been lights out for mxL. So he's just missing that extra piece of damage. If he doesn't have anything to play, that's the problem. This opens up mxL to play on Light Lord next turn and healing out of range of Sima's Burst. Could go for the Eviscerate on the Kodo, but with that much burst damage in hand, you'd want to keep hold of it just in case he doesn't have any healing. Coin. 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so we can draw. So this is a perfect opportunity to either be aggressive and play Rag, the Fire Lord, or be defensive and play Rag, the Light Lord. At 17 health, you can't be feeling too safe. So I quite like playing the Light Lord this turn. You heal, and you get an 8/8 on the board as well. That they have to answer. I don't know what he's considering. Maybe he's considering the aggression. I just think Light Lord is just the perfect play.
Reporting for duty.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Sorry about that, just chatting to the admin a moment. So Gadgetzan does get picked up, and he is now picking up all the pieces he needs to deal that burst damage. but the Forbidden Healing does top him up back to full. I'm curious of why the Light Lord didn't come down, to be honest. I would have liked to have seen a Light Lord. Goes for the Eviscerate on face. Draws another card. I think he... Oh, does he overdraw if he shivs? 2, 4, 6, 8. So he does overdraw if he shivs. Attack Redagger? Does he get it in time? Yes. So Equality Consecrate clears the board. What else can be developed? Not much else.
Should I?
Could play the Aldor, kind of empty Aldor. Equality Pyro clears everything, including the Kodo, and he can then use the Solemn's Vigil. Ragnaros is kind of coin flipping. Yeah, there's a little bit of a coin flip. I think Sima does have enough damage to finish him off next turn. Let's see. 10, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21. Maybe not just... Maybe just out of range. But it doesn't matter. Rag does get the 50-50 and he clears out the Gadget Zan. So Sap is more than likely going to come down on this Rag. Just need to decide how he deals with the rest of the board. He can use the Shiv on the Kodo if he wants to clear out the Kodo with the SI. And he can use his weapon. Just goes for the cycle. Now he can Gadget Zan into Sap. Or even into Prep Sap if you want to keep that 2 mana. Goes for Deadly. Maybe into Coin Sap. That is another way he can do it as well. Prep. I like Prep. Prep, Fan, Coin Sap. And then clear out the Kodo with a weapon. Yeah, I'm not too sure about doing it that way. I guess he's just trying to push as much damage to be able to finish him off next turn. But the one thing is, you don't protect your Gadget Zan in this case. And now Light Lord can come down and just top him back up. Wait, Pyro Light Lord? Yeah, okay, that's fine. No crazy Pyromancer shenanigans coming out. So now things are starting to kind of lean in mxL's favour. I think he missed an opportunity there to clear the board last turn, Sima. If he'd went for the Prep Fan into the Dagger Clear on the Kodo into Coin Sap, he would have cleared the board, kept the 4/4 alive, and then he would have demanded a Fire Lord again from mxL.
So many.
This is a very, very hard situation. So he can fan, is that his last
I'm
fan?
out of cards.
Into Sap. So now you have to Sap the Light Lord. And hope you can push damage next turn. Does he have enough damage in... does he have enough damage left to even do this? Leroy... So that's 14, 18, 21... 23. So he is going to rely on maybe some conceal shenanigans with Van Cleef to be able to get the win. So Light Lord just going to come right back down. Does have a second equality, but doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't have a pirate to go with it. I think Light Lord is just fine here. Heals you back to 30. And you've got to kind of figure out realistically how much damage a rogue can do to you in one turn.
Options.
Is he thinking about equality? This may... Oh, I don't know. I was just saying this may open up things for Sima, but Doomsayer is going to lock him down.
Reporting for duty.
So now you have to wait a turn. You can't invest too much damage. I mean, the dagger, the backstab, the SI will be able to deal with it. Okay, yeah, this is fine. So you go for SI with the dagger, you clear up the Doomsayer, then you can play Pillager into Van Cleef.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Or you can play Van Cleef into Conceal. Wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, he's just going for the giant Van Cleef. Try and close out the game next turn.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
So that is 21 damage on board with Leroy and the dagger. He will be able to finish him off with 28. Doesn't play around Rag though, that's the only problem. Rag does heal him out of range. And Tyrion will be enough to lock him down as well. Go in for equality. I like the equality here as well. Equality Tyrion's very smart because if he does commit Van Cleef to clearing Tyrion, he's going to lose his Van Cleef and he's going to lose his entire board. I think Tyrion's it. And yeah, that is going to probably lock out this game. And mxL is going to be our winner. He can push 10 damage. Well, he can push 11 damage. You can play Leroy. He can clear the shields. Well, he can use the weapon to clear the shield. He can use Leroy to clear out Tyrion. And he can push 21 damage. But the board will be cleared by the 1-1 and the whelps. I can't think of anything else he can do. And there is N'Zoth in mxL's hand, which will just resurrect Tyrion. Tomb Pillager.
Choose soon.
Thank you.
Into Violet Teacher.
Pay attention, class.
Just gonna dagger off. First part of that shield, clear at the Van Cleef, push 11 to face. And hoping that'll be enough. But this 1-1 can clear out the SI7. The Ashbringer can clear out the Violet Teacher as well, and the Zoth will resurrect Tyrion and put him in the same problem he had the last turn. I can't remember how many turns this team has gone. Would a weapon attack from Ashbringer do it? I think it's like 4 turns, so Ashbringer can't close out the game. Well, maybe he could. Actually, maybe Ashbringer can.
I give up.
And he's not even going to wait around to find out. And that is going to be it. mxL goes through to the next round. SimaKosmos is out. So that is it.